I'm the mom behind the mask. Welcome. If you're worried about the world we're leaving to our children, well, then it looks like your algorithm brought you to the right place. Let's talk about this woman who is going viral on TikTok for her opinions on the school system and the students that are in it.
I'm in a classroom right now. Go Bulldogs. And this will not be my classroom after Friday. I'm actually leaving the profession. There is one issue I really want to talk about as an educator. What I really want to talk about is how technology is ruining education. So in my county, every student in the county, I believe from 6th grade through 12th grade, gets their own district or county distributed iPad. Every kid gets an iPad for the school year, and they are to turn it back in at the end of the school year, and then they get it back in August or whenever we come back. I thought I hated technology because kids were iPad kids growing up, and they just have too much access to games and entertainment, and they don't want to use technology for education. They want to use it for entertainment. And to a degree, that is true. But what I am learning is more than that, and that technology is directly contributing to the literacy decrease we are seeing in this country right now. A lot of these kids don't know how to read because they have had things read to them, or they can click a button and have something read out loud to them in seconds. Their attention spans are waning because everything is high stimulation. They can just scroll, watch less than a minute. They can't sit still for very long. If I ask a child to handwrite something, even just a paragraph, 5 sentences, basic paragraph, they roll their eyes, they throw tantrums. I'm talking about high schoolers. I teach 10th grade now. They get really unruly, and because I'm young too, they want to argue with me about it, and they want to say, why can't we just type it? Why can't we just type it? Well, it's because you'll go on another website, or you'll copy it, or use AI, you'll use ChatGPT. And I understand that our world is going in a direction where AI is going to be more prevalent, even in the workforce someday. That still doesn't take away that these are basic skills you need to survive.
So let's explore this for a moment, because she got some mixed feedback, with some people agreeing with her completely and some people saying, well, children need to get familiar with AI and how to use it because it's going to become the future. And while that may be true, what she is saying, what she's trying to get across here, is that these are critical skills that, regardless of AI, regardless of technology, we need as human beings to be successful.
If you're on my account looking for my video and you can't find it, it's because I made it private. I also locked down my account, and I plan to do it again. It's not that I take back what I said, but news outlets are now downloading my video and uploading it without my permission, and some news outlets are misconstruing my message, and they want to focus on me saying that I'm shaming my students, that I don't have faith in kids anymore, and that this generation is awful. And it was an unfiltered video that I posted originally. I would really appreciate if the main message that was taken out of it was mostly on how the technology has affected the kids. I understand that I said what I said. I can't take it back. It is on the internet forever, but it is not that this generation inherently sucks. I should have never said that I don't have faith in the kids. I think that these kids are capable of anything, but they just need proper guidance and tools to do that. So that was my message. I am sorry to any student who I may have taught who saw that video. Like I said, also in my original video, there were a lot of students I taught that really did try and were very bright kids, but the overall consensus in my short couple years of teaching, I also like to emphasize, I did receive some messages reminding me that I was not an expert, and I know that. But I want to emphasize for the last time that my message was on technology in education and in the classrooms and how it has affected the kids these days, but not that the kids are inherently bad or lack motivation or et cetera. Anyway, I rest my case.
So there you have it. She received so much backlash that she felt she needed to private the video, but I happen to agree with her. She is saying that technology has, in a lot of cases, become a replacement for these children's cognitive thinking, for them to be able to understand context clues, to put thought to paper, and that in her experience, that when she would try to get students to formulate a paragraph, put thought to paper, they become anxious, which is really what it is. They're anxious and annoyed about it because it's not something that they're used to, and it's something that they think is now pointless. And that should say a lot about where society is headed in and of itself. It shouldn't be a controversial statement to say that you can tell a difference in a kid who has had an iPad since they were a year old and the ones that are 10 years old and still don't have one or just have gotten one. There shouldn't be controversial to say you can tell a difference between kids that are chronically on TikTok and those who aren't. It shouldn't be controversial to say you can tell a difference in the kids who have watched YouTube all day as kids and those who have not.
I was made very quickly aware of the fact that this is not the profession for me. It is absolutely astonishing and scary how your kids are 14, 15 years old and still do not have the proper reading skills. And I'm not talking about the ESC kids, the 504s, the IEP kids. I'm talking about your everyday regular Joe Schmo from Kokomo kid who does not know how to read and write at the level that they should. And the problem is that they don't care to learn how to do those things correctly. I can't teach the class because your kid wants to be a disruption, because your kid wants to be on their phone, because your kid does not give a flying about their education. The problem really, yes, the problem is your kid. The problem is also you as a parent, but the problem is also the administration who continuously makes these stupid excuses for these kids' bad behavior. Why in the world are you still talking about COVID? Every time these kids act up, it's always, well, they spent 2 years in COVID. So at what point are we going to stop blaming COVID for these kids' bad behavior? At what point are we going to stop making these excuses for these kids? They are the problem. When you are stopping your teacher from being able to teach the entire class because you don't want to follow directions, that is a you problem. And the thing is, the teacher will always get blamed. Every single time. It's always the teacher's fault. The teacher can't manage their classroom well. The teacher doesn't have the patience. The teacher this, the teacher that. When are you going to start holding your kids accountable for their bad behavior? This is why all these teachers are leaving, because they're tired of getting blamed for your kids' wrongdoing, for your lacking as a parent, for your lacking as an administration. My job as a teacher, it should just be to teach my curriculum. My job as a teacher should not be to be the therapist, to be the nurse, to be the parent, I don't get paid enough for that. Like when teachers talk about the problem with pay, that's what they're talking about, because you're requiring all of us to do all the work of like 4 different careers, but only paying us for one. The districts are all afraid of the parents complaining. The administration is afraid of the parents complaining. The parents are afraid of the kids who don't want to do their job. And who's left to pick up the pieces? The educators, the teachers. Because if these kids fail, y'all are going to make it seem like, well, the teacher wasn't doing their job. It's the teacher's fault. No, it's your kid who came to my class, sat there, twiddled on his phone. She wanted to sit here and talk to this girl, do everything but what they're supposed to be asked. And I cannot get them to do their work because they don't care. And they know you're going to make excuses for them. And that's why they continue to do the same things that they do. When these kids get sent to ISS, for whatever the case may be, you know what happens? Nothing. They just sit there on their phone or sit there on their laptop and do nothing. It's essentially free time for them. What are they learning from that? Sure, they might miss out on an assignment, but then here their parents come talking about what can my child do to make up their grades? How about stop getting suspended? How about when I'm teaching a lesson, close your mouth? How about when I tell you to do something, instead of rolling your eyes and having a nasty attitude about it, you just do it. Put the discipline back into the schools. I'm not saying bring back the paddle. Bring back the actual disciplinary actions.
Teachers are tired and they're fed up with students who don't want to learn, who don't care to learn, and who haven't learned up to grade level. And so they are incapable of teaching them on grade level because they have to reteach them from what they should have already learned the years prior. They're tired of parents who constantly make excuses for the children. They're tired of an administration that constantly make excuses for the children. And it's come to a point where it's a cycle of problematic children who have problematic parents, and then the parents want to demonize the teacher and say, I'm taking my kids out of the school system. They demonize the teacher, they demonize the school system, take their kids out, and these are the people who take on their children's education, their children's social lives, the children's social lives, but they're typically ill-equipped and not prepared to take that on, and it just hurts the child even further. So I think there's a lot to be said about what these teachers are saying, and also it's the fact that it's not just the younger generation of teachers either, it's the older generation as well.
And people are laughing. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I don't even care if I don't get paid today. I'm just a stupid old white lady. That's all.
Oh, ain't no way y'all can start this.
Yeah, do whatever you want to do. I don't care. I'm gonna do it anyway.
Hey, whoa.
I'm walking right out the door. I won't ever be back.
Our history books talk about many social and ideological shifts in society over the years, and I think this has the potential to be one of them. People, students, and teachers are leaving the school system in droves. And I think it's a cycle that could have some harmful repercussions. The demonization of the school systems, of teachers themselves, and of teenagers, of the children, have caused this cycle of anger towards both the students and the teachers. And the common ground here, truthfully, I think, are the parents. I think the parents have caused a lot of issues with the school system, and I have a lot of issues and questions myself with the system. I homeschool my children, but along with that comes a lot of responsibility. It's a lot of responsibility to take on your child's education. It's a lot of responsibility to take on their social life. And I've never ruled out sending my children to school. If it comes to the point where I feel like homeschooling is not working for us anymore, then I would send them to school. But for now, it is working for us. But I think our society is at a tipping point, and there are a lot of factors that come into play that make it difficult to steer it in the right direction. As the first young teacher was talking about the technology and how that's affecting the school system, how that's affecting the children, how that's affecting their attention spans, their ability to do work, their desire to do work. The second teacher who was talking about the attitudes of the students, and that has a lot to do with their parents and what the school system are allowing, how they're allowing children to act, the excuses that we're making for them. I think technology has also contributed to their attitudes, their ability to pay attention, their desire to pay attention, all these things. I mean, it's truthfully just a cycle that our society is finding itself in, and unfortunately we don't know yet the long-term repercussions. We're only seeing now, with the advancements in society and the advancement in technology, how those children are just now going into adulthood. And we even see complaints in the workforce about the new generation coming up. But then at the same time, I think the older generation has always complained about the younger generations, and maybe it's just their inability to adapt. And it's a very complex topic. I would love to hear your thoughts down below, especially if you're a teacher. I would love to hear your thoughts. Parents, I would love to hear your thoughts as well. If you're still here, I thank you for watching, and subscribe if you like.
What the hell? What the hell? What the hell?